Hello everyone. In this part of the video, we are going to integrate a simple button in our Qt program. So basically, we wish to draw some shape, a line, or anything when a particular button is pressed on the screen. So this basically the first step is to create a new UI element in the .ui file, and further we will connect it to the C++ code via a slot. So we'll open up our previous project, the project that we have created in the last part of the video. As we wish to create a new UI element, we need to modify the .ui file. So as you can see, we have added this in the previous part, we have added this Q label here to insert our canvas or the drawing sheet or the Q image on the screen. So basically this was a container which was holding a Q image. So we'll add a push button here. We can just drag and drop it here, and we'll resize it according to our needs. And on double clicking, we can change the text that lies inside the Q button. So we can change it to draw line. And as I mentioned in the earlier part, each component in that is visible to the user, it requires a unique identifier, a unique name by which Qt code can identify it. So this particular component has an object name of push button. Try to resize it. So the object name is push button. So it's actually your wish. You can even change it here or just keep it as it is. But we'll change it here. We'll change it to draw underscore line. So make sure that this name and this name are different. So I'll uh, just rename it draw. So draw is the object name or the ID of this particular button. So whenever the user clicks a button, Qt will first identify which part of the screen was pressed, and if that coordinate, the, the exact point where we have clicked, if it lies in the region of this button, Qt assumes that we are trying to press this particular button, and the control and the uh, flow of the control will be passed to the respective function, which will soon create in the source file. So we have added the UI, and now we need to add some code that would run in the backend of our program. So we can do it manually as well, but Qt Creator has some features which would enable us to do it in one go. So we can simply right click this widget and select go to slot. Here we have some options for which depict various states of a button. So if I am using, let's say, radio button, a radio button could be checked or unchecked. So in that case, I could use toggled or some other state or a signal. But in case of a simple button, a button is either clicked or not clicked. So in most cases, as far as our assignments are concerned, we'll only use clicked. This method comes from this class, QAbstractButton class, and the QButton class is inherited from this one. So we need not worry about it. But so we can select this and press OK. As you can see, a new method is created in the source file, that is main menu.cpp file. So and we can even check the header file. The header file also contains a new declaration here, which was created automatically. So whenever the button is pressed, the code that will write here in this method will be executed. So basically we wish to draw a line here. when the button is pressed. In the previous part, we were drawing a line. This code, the code is same. So in the previous part, we were drawing a line right in the constructor. So basically, we are drawing a line when the program is initiated by the compiler. So we now wish to change this behavior and draw a line when the button is clicked. So we can just simply use this code inside of this method. Okay, so I'll quickly recap this part of the code. So basically, we are using a Q image as our canvas, as our drawing sheet, and we wish to draw a line on this sheet and then insert this sheet into the frame. So draw line DDA basically plots, uses the DDA line drawing algorithm and plots points on the canvas using the plot point method, which indeed uses the set pixel method. And finally, we are inserting this drawing sheet or canvas into the frame with this line of code. And all this will now happen when the draw button is clicked. So Qt will automatically name this function as on draw click. So it's quite intuitive to understand it now. So we can now run our code, our program, and see what happens. So the expected behavior is to see a line when the button is clicked. And we can see a line is getting drawn only when the button is clicked. Now what would happen if I press the button again? So uh, actually there would be no changes. We can even press it because there are no changes on the drawing sheet. We are just using the same drawing sheet and we are again inserting it into the frame. So there's no change into the drawing sheet. So there's absolutely no difference on the screen. We can also draw a circle similar to a line. So for that, step one, we'll declare a new function in the header file named void draw. So we wish to draw a circle with Bresenham's algorithm. You can actually name this function anything you like, but we'll go with this one. In order to draw a circle, we need three parameters: the x coordinate of the center, the y coordinate of the center, and its radius. So we pass three parameters here, which are integers. So integer x underscore c, the x coordinate of the center, the y coordinate of the center, and the radius. So we have declared this method here and will now define it in main window.cpp. So we'll use the scope resolution operator and select this particular function, draw Bresenham circle. The algorithm uh, is the simplest part in this assignment. So I would simply, and that's not the motive of this video, so I would simply copy and paste it here. So basically the 8 lines that you are observing here, it actually follows the 8-point symmetry of a circle, and we are translating these points x and y and correspondingly minus x minus y minus x minus and so on to the point x underscore c and y underscore c. So you can actually search for this algorithm on the internet, and we have been taught this even in our theory lectures. So, and one thing that you should note is that even this algorithm uses the plot point method. So it is the same method that we have used in the DDA algorithm, which basically plots a point with the set pixel method. So we can now use this function here on draw click. So draw Bressenham circle. We can choose 100, 100, and the radius would be 40 pixels. And we'll run our program, and a circle gets displayed on the screen. So this was a simple demonstration on how to use a button to draw certain shapes on the screen, which is required in most of our assignments. And also there's another point. What if we wish to clear the screen when a particular button is pressed, like something like a reset button? So we can create another button by modifying the .ui file. So I'll add another button here, push button. I'll resize it to match the options, and I'll double click and change this to reset. Also, I'll change the object name here. Again, it's optional, but it's good to change it here. Reset, and I can right click, go to slot, and select this particular slot. Clicked. This automatically generates a function that will be triggered when that particular button is pressed. So here I wish to clear the canvas or the screen or whatever I have drawn on the screen. So like even in real world, if I wish to replace some photograph from a particular frame, the best way is to remove that photo and insert a blank white colored or black colored uh, photo inside of the frame. So that would give us an illusion that there's nothing in the frame. So we'll perform something similar here. So basically we'll reinitialize this image here so that it becomes blank. This might sound a bit weird, but I think it's the best way to clear up things on the screen. So basically we'll reinitialize the image so as to clear it. So I'll use image and I'll reinitialize it. Q image, and I'll pass the same arguments: a width of 500, a height of 500 pixels, and a format of RGB 888. So this image was a global variable initially, but now I have reinitialized it so that it becomes empty once again. So now, earlier we were having a canvas that was filled of a circle and a line, but now I have cleared that canvas, and now I can again set this blank canvas or a blank drawing sheet into the frame, which is this line of code. So I'll write it once again here. UI is a pointer, so we need an arrow operator here. My frame, set pixmap, qpixmap, from image, img. If you notice, from image is a static method from this class, so we call static methods with the scope resolution operator in C++. So we can now run the program. So draw line would draw something on the canvas. You can press reset to clear off everything. So basically we reinitialized the drawing sheet and we inserted that blank sheet once again into the frame. That would give us an illusion that there was nothing on the screen or the frame. So this was the end of the second part. In the next part, we'll see how we can use mouse control events to draw shapes, points, and many other basically polygons which are required for further assignments. So thank you, and I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you.